Oh, hello everyone. I hope you're all well. Susie here from Esoteric Trading Solutions. Please be kind to yourself, be kind to your family and friends, be kind to your animals, and please be kind to other people and just make this world a better place. Thank you. I've got Ezzy sitting on my knee, my beautiful 17-year-old cat, Ezzy, the she cat to Gussie, and she's missing Gussie. She's been looking for him, sleeping on his bed, behind the couch, everywhere. So a bit sad. Anyway, just one of my clients basically asked me if I could do this on YouTube, and I'm happy to do it. St. Jude's, basically, they're a research hospital in Memphis, and he basically does a lot of work with them. There are St. Jude's Children's Research Hospitals leading the way for the world in terms of the treatment of childhood cancer and other life-threatening diseases. So no child's turned away, and it's probably one of the best charities that you could possibly give to. I have given to it, and I really believe in things like this. There's their donation line. Obviously, they do a lot of stuff in terms of child cancer and other life-threatening diseases, so would be great if you could give to them. That would be very much appreciated, and that's on behalf of one of my clients that does a lot of obviously work with them, very close to his heart. So the other day I caught up with one of my, obviously, YouTuber fans, if you want to call it that, and he basically sent me this email, and I haven't changed any of it because I thought it was just very, very pertinent in terms of just the hassle he's been going through with Swift for the last 25 years. And this fellow, his name's Owen, basically is an importer from Australia, and he imports fashion accessories from from China, and has been sending and occasionally receiving money overseas in both Australian dollars and mainly foreign currency for over 25 years. So it's been a long time. And as I said, I haven't changed his email, and it outstands me that people still use the Swift system. I mean, obviously, Owen has to, but he's very happy to start using Ripple in their cryptocurrency because he's just absolutely fed up with using Swift and the banks here. And I just thought this is a really interesting, cases that he's gone through just recently, and it just shows you just how bad things really are. And I know they're bad, but this is a real live business, an importing business, and he's been doing it for 25 years. So he basically has obviously US dollars, Taiwan NTD, Thai baht, pounds, euro and yen. He's also got property in the US and Thailand, and such. There's a constant money flow for these purposes too. He used to live in the US, and then in Taiwan, he's got a daughter in Austria, and they're frequent travellers. So there's a lot of different currency movement all over the place, Aussie, peso, and they need access to money overseas and all sorts of things. So money's coming and going. He said basically over the years he's outstanded by just how slow it takes to do anything, even if it's Aussie to Aussie. Transaction speeds in Australia they've improved, he says, but even the international process has pretty much been the same process for the last 25 years. And he said it's ponderous, complicated, slow, and expensive. And so he sent me a whole lot of, and I asked him a whole lot of cases to exactly what's happened, and he sent me these emails, and I basically haven't changed it. I haven't changed any of it because I really wanted just to explain exactly what's happened. So if we look at case one, basically last December, which is not very long ago, he sent $30,000 from his personal account, US dollar account in US with HSBC to his supplier's bank in Hong Kong. It was a US dollar account with the same bank, HSBC. So the same bank, same currency, different country. At the end of the transaction, when completed, a notice popped up. The funds will be in the recipient's account within 7 days. Unbelievable, as he said, and totally unacceptable. The funds immediately were deducted from his account. They were finally arrived in his supplier's account 4 days later. Where have they been? On HSB's short-term money market, probably. This has been happening, as he said, for some bloody 25 years. And amazingly, if you use Ripple's technology, Rapid as a technology and XRP, it's basically 3 seconds. Even if you use Ripple's technology, it's within 3 seconds. So that was case 1, which, you know, I just don't know how anyone would have the patience. Seriously, it's just incredible. Case 2, he said, was even more disgraceful. I wanted to send Australian dollars, 20,000 from Westpac here in Melbourne, and Westpac, one of the major banks here, of the 4 major banks in Australia: Westpac, National Australia Bank, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, and ANZ. So he wanted to send Aussie dollars 20,000 from Westpac here in Melbourne to a Swiss bank account, Aussie dollar account. Same currency, but international. Firstly, he said it took 4 days again. Secondly, unbeknown to Owen, without any screen advice, he went via a correspondent bank, HSBC London, who in fact took the money, converted to Swiss francs, then sent it on as to a different section of the bank, who then reconverted it back to Aussie dollars and deposited into the Swiss Aussie dollar account. With the exchange costs and admin, my supplier received only 19,000 Australian dollars. Wow. He lost 5% with unauthorized conversions and costs and commission. 1,000 Aussie dollars. That is just crazy. I mean, that's going to be like 750 US. That's massive. You know, so basically lost 5% in unauthorized, I hasten to add, conversions and costs and commission. God almighty. He rang Westpac International, where the money was coming from originally. He rang them International, explained that in the comment section I was supposed to write, "do not convert." Well, obviously no one had told him that either. This is how banks make so much money, and particularly our banks. Westpac, ANZ, CBA and NAB, you know, we have a population in Australia probably no more than 24 million now. And these 4 banks make 15 billion a year. So clearly this is why they're making so much money. So obviously the client, Owen, said, I really exploded this, saying, firstly, this was specifically an Aussie to Aussie transaction, for heaven's sakes, going to a Swiss bank account, an Australian Swiss bank account. And secondly, there was no advice, read that, in the process. So even though the entire transaction was in Aussie, they double converted the funds. They explained this was standard procedure. Rest assured, there was some very hard conversations. It was a battle. But I got that $1,000 back. 2 weeks. And again, Ripple technology, 3 seconds. I mean, this is where the banks make so much money, hand over fist. And, you know, it's just crazy. And, you know, this has been going on for 25 years with Swift. As I said before, Swift is from 1973. It's just outrageous. And this is why the banks here make so much money, honestly. Just crazy. I mean, they're just thieves, honestly. I think that. Anyway, so basically that was case 2. Let's have a look at case 3. And these are live cases. Owen has an importing fashion business, imports from China, and has a lot of FX flows all over the world. Case 3, he sent it US to a China account through HSBC, which is an Asian bank, Hong Kong, whatever it's called, but misspelled the Chinese supplier's account name, which is very easy to do, 1 letter missing. Because their system didn't allow enough characters in the name section for the entire name, golly, this is HSBC. You wouldn't think that was the case. So HSBC China rejected the payment. They can be very difficult. I mean, what happened to customer service? Seriously. The dollar sat in limbo and took Owen, with international calls all over the world, 5 working days to get those funds returned to his US dollar account so he could resend them back with the correct name. Simply amazingly bad. And of course, HSB's used my funds during that time for their own purpose. If not illegal, it is certainly immoral and incredibly inefficient. As it was payment for goods already on the wharf here for various reasons, it was a late payment, and as we had cash flow issues at the time, so many Chinese suppliers would not give up approval for customs to release the goods to my warehouse until they had their money in account. Fair enough. So there were 5-day refund delay and then a further 4-day transaction period in my accessing the goods and sending them to my customers. 9 days, wharf charges, detention costs, you name it. My blood was boiling, but it was out of my hands. You can certainly understand. I mean, honestly, you know, being an importer and having to go through this, it's just crazy, really unbelievably so. In this day and age where everything else is instant, this is just unbelievable. No wonder the banks are against crypto technology, cryptocurrency technology, and even Ripple's technology and the use of XRP, because they're going to lose a lot of money, a lot of profitability, seriously. And not only that, they have their, you know, the clients' funds, you know, in their accounts, in their Nostro or Vostro accounts, or in their suspense account, and they can invest that on the money market, you know, for a couple of days as well. So, you know, the banks are always earning interest, and, you know, and also they're clawing out, they're taking so many charges out of you as well. So that this is amazing. I'm flabbergasted, I have to say. Case 4, he's got a New Zealander account. I mean, New Zealand's very close to us. Literally, you could fly the money over to New Zealand quicker than you know, by the sounds of how long. This took 7 days. Now, a flight from Melbourne to New Zealand is 4 hours. Okay, New Zealand's a very small country to the right of Victoria, and it only takes you 4 hours to fly there. So you could literally fly the money over quicker than how long it took Owen to get the money. So he's got a New Zealand account in Auckland. There is Westpac New Zealand, and it's in his company's name. He wanted to bring those funds back to Westpac here in Melbourne, so he could have flown the money from New Zealand to here in less time than what it would have taken him with Westpac. So he wanted to bring the money back from Westpac here in Melbourne in Aussie dollars, and there was the same account and company name. So he had a Westpac New Zealand account in New Zealand, and a Westpac, that's money ago, and a Westpac account here in Australia, and wanted to bring the money back, of course. Auckland to Melbourne, same bank account with a currency conversion in there. I'd been advised. I find this incredible. They needed a 7-day window to register my Aussie mobile on their system. I can't even begin to imagine why this is so. This is from New Zealand. As I said, it's only 4 hours away on a plane. He would have been better off going to New Zealand, grabbing all the money out and bringing it back into Australia. 7 days to register with Westpac. God knows why I agree with him. Then I can do it online, but it will take another 4 days to receive the funds here. That's 11 days. I had absolutely no idea what exchange rate will be applied here by Westpac International with it when they eventually receive my new US dollars. My New Zealand dollars. So I don't know when I will get my money and how much it will be. All I do know is it's going to cost me $30 each way. This is Aussie, and that's $60, and an unknown exchange rate, losses and loss of use of those funds for 4 days. And again, where is my money? Who is using it to take their advantage, my disadvantages for 4 days? And Westpac will make a handsome killing on the exchange rate, my guess. If the official rate at the time of conversion might be 1:10. I bet they convert at 113 to 15, which obviously is against, Owen, and I will lose 3 to 5% of the exchange to their profit. I can do it myself or influence another way. All I have is uncertainty. This is incredible, seriously, unbelievable. Now, Owen is just a typical, person with a business, a very profitable business that does a lot of foreign exchange. And any bank would love to have this as a client. I've worked in banking all my life, and we would have been all over this client. But the settlement, the cash settlement of your funds to take 11 days from New Zealand to Australia when you could fly, literally, and it'd take you 4 hours is just abominable. If you use Ripple's technology, X-Current, it would take you 3 seconds. Again, if you used XRP with that and becomes X-Rapid, you would literally save yourself 60 to 80%. So, these are real life cases, and not much has changed in 25 years that Owen's importing business has been in operation. Incredible. So it ends with the email saying, Susie, seriously, these sound like nightmares, don't they? And they are. But these are just the standard issues for anyone in the business of cross-border payments. I'm no dummy, and I've been moving money cross borders hundreds of times over the year. I class myself as very good in handling money, but I cannot sidestep these expensive, lengthy procedures. There is no better way at the moment. And, you know, he's obviously going to use XRapid and XRP, bring it on, and he's looking forward to catching up. Now, I met him the other day with his lovely daughter, Danica, and they were just delightful people. But I just cannot believe this at all. I'm flabbergasted. I know it was bad over the years that I've been using Swift, but I honestly didn't think it was this bad. And this is seriously, seriously bad. You know, they advertise, obviously, Swift and the banking system that, you know, you should have your flows within 2 to 4 days, business days. But this is like, you know, up to 10, 12, 11, 12 days. It's just outrageous. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps. It puts Ripple's technology in perspective and their XRP, and honestly, why wouldn't anyone use Ripple and their technology and XRP? Seriously, it's no wonder the banks are against it, because they're literally going to lose all their clients, and they're going to lose all their business. And honestly, they can't afford not to use Ripple, because the client base, if you're an importer, an exporter, or anyone that's got a lot of foreign exchange flows, you're going to go direct to Ripple and use Xcurrent, because this is just unbelievable. In this day of technology, and you still cannot get your money instantly, it's just unbelievable, I have to say. And it is really, really worse than what I thought. So I hope that helps, guys. Bring on Ripple, I say, and XRP, definitely. I mean, clients will go direct anyway. I don't have any problem with that at all. So I hope that helps. And you know, that's the obligatory disclaimer. But, you know, thanks, Owen, very much for that. And, you know, for that email, I basically just copied it as is, straight. And thank you very much for catching up, you and Danica. I really enjoyed it. So I hope everyone else can get, you know, some knowledge from this. And thank you again. Thanks very much. Look after yourselves, guys. Thank you.